Good day, fellow Americans. One of the greatest dangers we face in keeping our republic unified is the fact that America is rapidly becoming a Tower of Babel. Don't you remember the Bible when they were building this big tower?
5 years after 9/11, only 33 of 12,000 FBI agents have even limited proficiency in Arabic.
After the September 11 happened, we realized that the FBI was totally paralyzed, unable to understand all that communication in Arabic. And then now we're saying that, oh my goodness, the Chinese are really competing with us in the economic sphere. And what shall we do?
I pledge allegiance Item 610-24A1, preparing all students for a multilingual, multicultural world.
The resolution before you offers an opportunity for the district to do something visionary and bold. We now know that children acquire second and even third language more effectively at an early age, and most importantly, their knowledge of a second language also stimulates and enhances their learning of other subjects as well. This is why the resolution calls for a sweeping new approach to teaching and learning foreign languages in San Francisco as well, and giving parents the choice of language and growth.
Good evening, Commissioners. The State Department has designated Chinese as a critical language, yet within the U.S., only 24,000 high school students study Mandarin, a language spoken by over 1.3 billion people worldwide.
My work takes me to Asia, to Russia, and other places around the world. And I have to say, not being able to speak anything but English, and maybe that not very well, is a real limitation in doing business. So we have to recognize the global workforce that we're preparing the kids to participate in. And I think it's critical from an educational perspective to give them the tools they need.
Answer questions so we can learn a little more from our Spanish program. So
And I've taught mainly for the past about 5 years.
immersion and we've been instrumental.
Encontrar una escuela para mi hija donde aprenda más inglés. Ahorita ella va en Mission Education Center, pero es puro español, casi puro español. La verdad es que a mí no me interesa que mi hija aprenda puro español, porque el español yo se lo enseño. Yo a mi hija particularmente le enseño español y matemáticas.
¿En qué grado está?
En cuarto.
En cuarto.
Digo, la verdad es que estoy contento, la escuela es buena, o sea, es buena, pero es puro español, es puro español. A mí
No es puro español, imposible.
pero es básicamente,
si
básicamente es puro español.
Sí, es principalmente en español, pero no puro español. Todas las escuelas por ley tienen que tener un programa de inglés.
programa poco a poco van a ver clases en español y poco a poco les van metiendo el inglés. El inglés no es de una, porque si no se les vuelve
Yo siento que es muy poquito.
Yes, sir. In the cafeteria, there was great art on the wall. Everyone from Latin America. Do they learn about American heroes? I didn't see Martin Luther King, for example, on the cafeteria wall. Is that a part of? Is that are the teachers aware that they're in the U.S.?
Our children attend the Chinese immersion school. With any program or any school, there are challenges, and for us, we're no different. Being African American kids in the Chinese culture, there are some adjustments and situations that one have to deal with.
就會有影響。如果係個題目選擇嘅咧，唔夠20個。
咁我有幾個鐘頭先？未夠5個鐘頭，未過5個鐘頭之外咧，如果分開一半讀中文，一半讀英文，得2個半鐘頭學英文，但係呢個社會係美國嚟嘅，我哋送仔女嚟讀中英雙語啦，係因為並唔係為了學2個半鐘頭嘅英文係唔足夠嘅。譬如而家成績係唔似我哋中國人個課程咧，數學好個課程好啦，係最好。
Those fifth graders are scoring at or above the level of their peers on the statewide tests. And they're able to demonstrate that in both languages.
Oh my God, but where do we get the teachers? And where do we get the money for the teachers that speak the languages that will be able to provide all the services?
Situation that one have to deal with.
You were singing in the shower this morning.
Okay. You want a strawberry one now? Okay. Whatever he enjoys, I want to help him enjoy it, and he does show that he enjoys his class and he does love school.
You have a backpack?
Do you need your paper with your... Practice here. You know all the words in English and Spanish and Chinese as well? Yeah. There. It doesn't feel like it's gonna It doesn't feel like it's gonna come off, does it? No? I don't know why there aren't any children from the neighborhood in the program. No one in his class is from the neighborhood. No one. I think people are a little skeptical about how it works. People say that, if their children are learning 90% in Chinese, how are they going to learn English and who's going to talk to them? But I'd rather Darrell have something different in his background rather than just regular kindergarten.
This afternoon, these students from China will be coming and we're hosting a barbecue, get together, make sure everybody knows each other. We're gonna host a Chinese student. I wrote him the letter in Chinese, a little bit about my family and my house, and what to bring and what to expect. His name is Yang Bo. He likes basketball, definitely. He plays the piano. It's all in here. He also likes watching movies.
My buddy's name is Fiona. Her Chinese name is Wang Jingyang. She likes to play the flute and she likes to play basketball and different sports.
I don't really know much. His name is Sylvester. He's from Beijing. Apparently his interests are math, science, and computers.
They're pretty interested about the sibling thing. I don't know because they're not used to that.
Having siblings because you can't have a sibling in China, so I guess they're really excited to be able to be with two kids at once, that are related. So.
Yang Bo.
Julian Ennis.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite NBA star?
NBA. Hard to say.
Wow. My favorite one is Kobe.
Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
I think I like Baron Davis over across the bay with the Warriors.
I think I'll Michael Jordan.
Retired. Great player though. Still a great player.
A legend.
So can we play together?
Guess so.
Thanks.
Dude, that guy's just like the Gilbert Arenas or something.
Wearing this shirt, and my cousin's gonna wear this dress. Then I also have all these other kinds, but since it's the new year, I bought a new one that I'm gonna wear. I like it, because it's like what Chinese people would wear, I guess. And I like how they look.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Good.
We learned Chinese, but being that we live in a English-speaking area, we just started speaking English, and then
So we're not bilingual. We can understand a little bit. I used to be fluent when I was little, but I kind of lost it. Especially since my grandma only speaks more Chinese. Like, I can't talk to her like Kelby can. You know, there's kind of like barrier of communication. Like, I only can tell her certain things. It's kind of a shame that I don't know what they do. And they get to see her a lot more than I do.
I mean, we've talked about having children and where we want our kids to go. We wouldn't mind them being in a school that learns English, just because our kids are going to be biracial. And I never learned Chinese, and I wish I did.
This country, so much is offered to the children to speak other languages. We don't have to teach it in school. We really don't. It's taken away from their other curriculum. And in America, we should speak English. This is America. I don't think I should be paying my taxes for someone else to learn the language. My son's giving me the evil eye.
Yeah, you've got a global economy. You're able to travel to different countries. You've got to be able to communicate with someone in their language. Not everyone's going to be how we were. Starting here, staying here, not having much contact outside of what we have. They've got to have more tools.
My mom was born here, my dad was born in Italy, so we only spoke to her in Italian, but we had to speak to him in English. And when he died, he could read and write English without ever going to school.
I think it's really kind of ironic that in America, in the past, we try everything that we can possibly do through our educational process to purge the linguistic ability of the children of different language background as they enter into the school district. And then succeeded, in fact, in purging whether it be Chinese, Spanish, or French, or whatever language. And then when they get to the college level, then we spend millions in college education to try to teach some college students the same languages that we succeeded in purging out of these children. Imagine if we are able to capture these assets and retain them and then use them. America is really linguistically the richest country in the world.
Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
Ah, Basilio! You have come to give Rosita her music lesson. I'm in no mood for a lesson. I learned English in Spanish immersion program. I watch TV shows and look up things in English, but if I have to do a report for my Spanish teacher, I go to Spanish websites. You rotten scoundrels! You traitors!
Places the Duchess is going.
El rango es la diferencia entre el número chiquito y el mayor, ¿ok? El más pequeño al más grande, ¿ok? ¿La mediana?
Cuando pones todos los números
¿En orden?
de mayor a menor a mayor, y luego quitas uno de cada lado.
People don't mind if kids like Jason learn Spanish, as long as they're not learning it at school. If Jason learned Spanish only at home, he wouldn't have the academic Spanish. He wouldn't be able to read or write Spanish at a professional level. But if he keeps up both Spanish and English, Jason will have that same higher level of literacy in both languages.
This是一个黄色的叶子掉下来了。这是一个橘色的叶子掉下来了，叶子掉下来了，叶子掉下来了。
We were at Nordstrom Rack downtown. Darrell came to me and he let me know that there were some people in the store and they all spoke Chinese, but no one would speak to him. And he initiated the conversation in Chinese. What color was the jacket she had?
Black.
How do you say black in Chinese?
黑色。
He asked her what was her favorite color. And how do you say what's your favorite color?
你喜欢什么颜色？
And what did she say to you?
蓝色。
Which is?
Blue.
Blue. She told Darrell that he could be the ambassador of China because he spoke Chinese better than her grandkids. None of her grandkids spoke Chinese, and she was really proud of him and to continue to go to school, and one day he could be rich.
I'm already rich.
You are already rich. Yeah.
English is part of our national identity. It's part of our blood.
Instead of worrying about whether immigrants can learn English, they'll learn English. You need to make sure your child can speak Spanish.
A vote late yesterday in the Senate to make English the national language of the United States touched off passionate debate on Capitol Hill and across this country. Here is NBC.
个人，就是我们可以走了哈。没有关系，小心后面有人，两个牵手，牵手。对，等一下上去那个楼梯上，最上面那一个，有没有看到黄色、红色、绿色那个？好。
要带回家吃吗？
他们做很多很多饼干，对不对？你看那边也有，好好吵。把你的杯子吃鸡吗？
我要吃
要不要吃面？面是一条一条。好，侦探要不要吃面？
我要吃面，我吃面。
谁要喝咖